G'day guys, Chaos Chronicles. So I'm going to do some stories about, so in my criminal life, although I did have a lot of successes, I'll say, I also had a lot of mistakes and a lot of things happen that is absolutely laughable now. And yeah, so I'm going to get into a little bit of talking about them too. So yeah, let's get into it. So this one time, so back in my day when I was in the middle of doing all this stuff, I was like actively selling recreational things, I will say. And so anyway, I was like doing this to people in various amounts of places. And now anyway, somebody rang me. Now I'm from the country, but someone rang me in Melbourne and said, "Look, we've got an issue." I get there, and so anyway, this guy's like, "Look, there's someone a couple of flats down, and he's taken all my business, you know." And I said, "Yeah, yeah, no worries, no worries. I will sort that out for you." So literally, when I left this house, I walked straight to his house, this person's house, who they told me. And so I knocked on the door. They answered the door, left the wire door closed, and I said, "Listen, rah, 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 you need to stop doing what you're doing or we're going to make it hectic for you, you know." And he said, "Listen, mate, you don't tell me what to do." And I was like, "All right." I asked you nicely the first time. And so, anyway, me and two other people went back there at night time, right? And so, anyway, we had all the tools to get in there, and then we had tools to scare this person off. Anyway, I will say I was holding a gun at the time. And so, anyway, we're trying to jimmy this door off. And so, anyway, first we knocked and they didn't answer the door. They're like, "Who is it?" We said, "Oh, it's the authorities, if you know what I'm saying. I can't say, you know." And so they're like, "Prove it, prove it." And I said, "No, we're not going to prove it." And then basically we started trying to jimmy the door off, and so the person that was the person standing in front of me, I was kind of standing back, had that thing, and the person trying to jimmy the door off went like this. The jimmy bar went back, missed me, and got the person behind me and cut this person open. So their blood is now on this person's front doorstep, and so that is the number one mistake. And so in this time, this person's screaming like, "I'm calling the police, I'm calling the police," and I'm like, "Well, they're already here." And this person obviously knew that it wasn't. And it got to about, we'd been there for about a minute and a half, and I was like, "We've got to go, we've got to go, like we've really just got to go." Now keep in mind, I've got a shotgun in my hand. And so as we're running off, there's like this big brick fence that goes alongside all these flats. And next thing you know, I hear, "Oi, what are you doing?" And I turn around and there's this dude standing there. And I let him know that I had that in my hand. And I'm like, "Go back inside, sir." Like, you know. He's like, "No, what are you doing?" And I'm like, "No, mate, just go back inside, please." And he's like, "No, what are you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, well, that guy in that flat there is a pedophile." And he's like, "Well, did you finish it off?" And I was like, "What?" And he goes, "Did you finish it off?" And I was like, "No, we didn't finish it off. We couldn't even get in the door." And he's like, "Well, get back there and finish it off, you bloody weak." And started telling us how weak we are that we didn't finish it off. And so we just started pissing ourselves laughing. And luckily, because we walked out the door here, out of this exit, and they were coming in the back door. And so we're lucky I got away with that one. But yeah, what about that guy? This guy was like, "Well, get back in there." And then so we're in an altercation with this guy. He's saying, "Get back in there and finish it." Oh my God, funny times. All right, guys, Chaos Chronicles, more funny stories coming right up.